guys, and welcome back to my podcast where we talk about all things weight loss. On this specific episode, I have Annie. She is a year and a half post-op of VSG. She got her surgery in June of 2019, and I got mine in August 2019. So it was really, really awesome to talk to her because we are basically like on the same timeline. She just got a tummy tuck done, so I was super excited to talk to her because I am also on that journey. So I learned so much from her. She shared so much, her reason why she got VSG, her experience on losing weight. She's lost 100 pounds twice before VSG, and she talks about why she finally decided to get the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. If this is your first time here, you guys, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below. And yeah, if you guys are interested, then please keep on listening. Start is just like share what you want about yourself. It doesn't have to be like weight loss related. It can be about anything that you want.
Okay, cool. Is like the podcast weight loss related though, or just?
Yeah.
Yes. You mean just like the introduction, just?
Yeah, like, or you can talk about like when you got your, because you got VSG, right? You got the vertical sleeve?
Yeah. I did, yeah.
So you can talk about like when you got it, where you got it, all that good stuff.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Okay, so where did you get surgery at?
I got it here in Utah, so in Salt Lake City, with Dr. Cottom. So apparently he's like world renowned. He's done a lot of bariatric surgeries. And he has taught a lot of classes and stuff too to like other surgeons.
When did you get it?
When?
Yeah.
So last June 2019. So almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, when did I get it? Oh my God, time goes by so fast. So I got it in August.
Okay, of 2019.
2019. So it goes by so fast. This year has been like a blur to me. So I'm just.
I know, it's been crazy.
Yeah, so you got it.
It's been slow, but it's been so fast at the same time. Like slow because I feel like every day I'm like, oh, what can we do now?
I know, right?
So
like,
oh my gosh, it's so fast.
Are you working from home?
Yeah, I work from home. Our whole company.
Yeah. So you got it in June. So for me, I was doing the math the other day because I feel like after the year, you're like, okay, it's been 12 months. Now what is it, you know? And I'm like, hey, for me, it's been 17 months. So you're what, 19?
Yeah, I'm like literally almost. So it was June 21st. So what's that? Wait, is June the 6th month? Yeah, okay.
What's the date? It's December 29th. You know that awkward time between Christmas and New Year's where you're like,
it's just like,
it is?
Yeah.
That's
exactly. Right. I know. So yeah, I think I'm exactly at a year and a half, right? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. A year and a half. From June 21st, 2019 to now.
I suck now. I'm just like nodding my head like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that's a year and a half. If not, I'm at like a year and 5 months.
That's insane. So what was, if you don't mind sharing, what was your starting weight?
So my starting weight this time, like the highest I was at was 283. It was like 282.9 or something, but 283 is what they put down. But the highest I've ever weighed is 300.
Oh, wow. And how tall are you?
I'm 5'10", so I'm pretty tall, but
yeah. And you just got a tummy tuck, or what was it? I'm so like new to like all of the names of things. So what did you get now? Or
so I got a tummy tuck. I think that they call it an abdominoplasty.
Yeah,
I don't know like the actual word for it. Skin removal surgery, a tummy tuck. That's what I got. Yeah.
Did you get lipo also or no?
I didn't. So with my doctor, I mean, it's pretty common that people do, but with my doctor, he's just like, just because you have extra skin, like when you take extra fat out of your skin and your skin's already a little loose, it doesn't like form back together, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to take out extra fat and then you have additional loose skin in any areas.
That's so true. I didn't think about that because I have a consult in like a week actually on Monday, and he wants to do, it's what you said. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
That thing.
A tummy tuck. Yeah.
But it's like a tummy tuck plus lipo plus, because he says, and I forget the other name, but you know what I'm talking about? The surgery where they just remove your skin. Like it's called something else. It's just the removal of the skin.
Yeah, I don't know. Because that's pretty much what they just did on mine. So they did an extended tummy tuck on mine just because they did from like, usually they're only like halfway in between your body, you know, like right here.
Yeah.
But he went past it just a little bit. So it's like an extended tummy tuck on each side of my hips. But they didn't do like muscle repair for me, and they didn't do liposuction. So it's literally just.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was that covered by like your insurance, or was that out of pocket?
it wasn't. Yeah, it was out of pocket.
Yeah, because like with me, they're telling me that some of it is going to be covered, but not all of it. If it was just the skin removal, that they would cover it.
Yeah.
But because that doctor doesn't just do the skin removal, because he says that it's left looking really ugly, and he's like, I don't want to do something that like reflects off of my work. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's why he says that he does like the tummy tuck plus the lipo with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to pay a little bit out of pocket, but not anything crazy, which I'm thankful for.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I also live really close to Mexico, which I'm like an hour from TJ, like Mexico.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people get plastics done there, but I'm like, I don't know how I feel about all that.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly, with this doctor that I went to, so my older sister,
Mm-hmm.
by
You
the
guys
way,
look alike. You and your sister look alike. How many years older is she than you?
she's 2 years older than me. So I actually have 4 sisters though.
Mm.
So you might have seen, well, I mean, I don't know.
There's one?
One of them. I think it's Bethany, the younger one.
Yeah.
She looks exactly like me. Yeah, I get that a lot, actually.
She looks like, yeah. So you have 4, you said?
I have 4 sisters. Yeah, and 4 brothers too. So,
wow.
Yeah, we're a big family. Yeah.
That's
crazy. So, yeah. So she has had kids and stuff, and she's actually getting a tummy tuck in January. So she is the one that first went and met all these doctors. And she was like, oh, you should go to this doctor. And so I honestly only met with him like twice before I had surgery. And I took my sister's surgery date. So she was going to have surgery November 24th because they're booked out, like however.
Yeah.
And she wanted to lose a couple more pounds. And so she's like, you can take my surgery date. And she's doing hers in January. So honestly, I hate saying this, but I didn't do like a ton of research on the tummy tuck part.
And that's me too. Cause someone was asking me like, what doctors have you researched and stuff? And I haven't. The one that I'm going, I don't know if I'm going with him yet. I'm still going to meet him and stuff, but it's because it's through my insurance. So like I saw my primary doctor, then my primary doctor sent me to him, and I did read like reviews and things on him, but I mean, I'm sure I can be like, nah, I don't want to go with you and then do it again with my insurance, but I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, so my insurance, they said that they do cover skin removal surgery, especially for like when you've lost a ton of weight, right? Yeah. But it just takes longer, obviously, to get approved. And I was just kind of like, I just want to get it done now.
I know. That's how I feel.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll just pay for it out of pocket, I guess, because I don't want to wait 6 months. I also talked to like my primary doctor and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I can give you a recommendation. But yeah, the process, I was just like, I don't want to go through that process. My VSG was paid for by insurance, thankfully.
Yeah. And how long did you have to do classes and stuff for your VSG surgery, or no?
No, I didn't have to do any classes. So, and it didn't take that long, honestly, to get approved. So just because I was at a BMI of like 41 or something like that. I know it was over 40. And so it was pretty much like an instant approval over 40 because it's considered preventative.
Yeah.
And so the way I actually found out about it is one of my coworkers had gotten a bypass done. Yeah. And she had talked to one of our other coworkers that I was talking to, and my coworker that didn't get the surgery, she was like talking about it. She's like, oh yeah, whatever, had just gotten the surgery. And I was just kind of like, oh, I never knew that our insurance covered that, or never even considered like weight loss surgery. I'd never even really looked into it or anything.
Seriously, yeah.
But after that, just so many years of like fighting the battle, I'd lost 100 pounds for this time with VSG. And it was just like a constant battle, when I was.
You lost 100 pounds? No, it's okay. It keeps buffering. Is it buffering on your end or no?
No, not really.
Oh, it was buffering. So you said you lost 100 pounds?
Yeah, twice before I had gotten a VSG.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So obviously I struggle with my weight, right? So it's not something that was just like, oh, I just, I just want to.
How did you lose the weight before?
Just by eating less and working out, honestly. And I mean, and I know people hate when I tell people that, like when people like message you like, hey, how did you lose the weight? And you're like, oh, by eating good and working out. And they're like, oh,
yeah, like, oh, that's
like, oh, next.
But that's what it is. I know even with VSG, it's like you still have to eat good and work out to lose the weight.
No, yeah, that's one of the biggest things I tell people, like when people ask me about VSG, because I think sometimes people think it's just like, oh, you get weight loss surgery, which I did too. Like I'm guilty of that. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the surgery and then I'm just gonna be like lose all the weight I want.
Yeah.
But you still have to be like pretty conscious about what, I mean, obviously you get full faster and that helps a lot, but you still have to be conscious. Like if you snack all day or whatever, I don't, I don't lose weight if I'm not.
Exactly.
Like,
Did your doctor, because my doctor, when I first went in, he recommended bypass for me.
mm-hmm.
And he was like, because you have so much weight to lose. Cause I was 304 and I'm 5'4", so I am shorter.
Yeah.
So he was estimating only me losing 80 pounds with the sleeve, but I didn't. I lost 140, but he wanted me to get the bypass. But he also said it's because people that get the bypass keep their weight off longer,
Yeah.
I guess. So did your doctor bring up the bypass or was it just like sleeve the whole time?
Yeah, so I was the one that went in and asked about both of them, and he said he suggested just the sleeve for me because with being 5'10", my, being at 180 is pretty normal for me.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, you'll lose 80 to 100 pounds, which is what you need at your height and stuff. So he told me not to go with the bypass. But yeah, I've heard the same thing where like they can keep it off just because like their stomach doesn't absorb like everything the same way, and it's like harder for them to eat and stuff. But I also like read about a lot of like the side effects or complications that people have had with bypass, and I didn't want to like change my anatomy. Like I wanted to be
that's what was weird to me. Like I mean, I had a lot of people on like my podcast that have gotten the bypass and they've been super successful, and I know people that have gotten it, and I feel like everyone just has to make their own decision, obviously. But like for me, it was the same thing that you're saying. I was kind of like, wait, like food is never gonna go through my like stomach again. Like for me, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, for sure. Like to each their own. Like I don't feel like, if a bypass is what works for you, great. But just for me, like thinking about it, it kind of like freaks me out. Like what? Like I can't.
I know. How's your restriction now? Do you still feel like a pretty tight restriction or no?
No, I mean like on my VSG.
When you eat,
yeah. I mean, I would say it's still pretty good. Like I still get full pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I can definitely eat more than, like the first couple months.
Oh my gosh. The first couple months for me, like when you compare it, you're like, I remember it being in those months and being like, I'm never going to eat again type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like sad. You're like, wait.
Yeah. It's especially like if you dealt with like your emotions and stuff with food before and then you can't, it's kind of like, oh my gosh,
Oh
so
yeah. For sure.
It's insane. I know. Like, for me, it was really, really hard the first month because I was, they made me be on liquids for like 6 weeks because I became like super dehydrated.
Okay.
So they were like, we don't even want you to worry about food. Like, let's just stick to like protein shakes and stuff. So I lost like, I think it was like 33, 35 pounds the first month.
Wow.
Yeah, because I didn't eat. Because people are like, how did you lose so much weight? And I'm like, just listen to your doctor because some doctors put you on food in like a week. You know, everyone's different.
Yeah, we were on food. I think so. We had like a liquid week, and then we had like what is it called when it's like the thicker?
Like the pureed or whatever.
Yeah, like pureed week, and then I want to say soft foods, and then you could go back to normal at like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only had like 1 week of just pure liquids after this. So yeah, 6 weeks that would be difficult.
Yeah. See, and that's what I'm saying. Even like so pre-op before your surgery, did you have to be on liquid or what did your doctor make you do?
Yeah, so I had a week liquid diet. So I lost like I want to say I lost like 7 to 10 pounds in the first week before even surgery happened.
Yeah, and I've heard people do like a month. Like my doctor only made me do 1 day. That's it. Just 1 day of liquid, but like clear liquid. So it was just like Gatorade and I don't remember what else, but it was just 1 day. But he was really strict. Like he was like, if you weigh 1 more pound than your initial like weigh-in, we'll cancel surgery like the day of. And I was like, oh my God, no. You know,
like gain any weight. Yeah. So my doctor was like totally opposite. So I went to Italy like right before I got surgery, and my doctor was like, "Oh, just go enjoy it. Like eat whatever you want. Like your last hurrah."
It's so crazy because, and that's why I love like talking to a bunch of people and people watch and then they're like, wait, I can connect to that person and not that person, you know, because everyone is different. Like my doctor would never say that. My doctor was so strict. And then I hear doctors like yours where it's like, let's be real, like go eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, for real, that's so weird. But I did have a week where I had to be on like just liquid before surgery. It's funny though. So I have some friends that also did surgery with my doctor after I had done it, and they got switched to like what you did. So I don't know if it was 1 day or 2 days, but they only had to do like a 1 or 2 day diet before.
And you were like, what the heck?
I know, and I was like, wait, what? Like,
oh
but,
my gosh.
Yeah, crazy how it's just like so. And I know people like with the after diet too that haven't followed it or like switch it up a bit, and and they still lost a ton of weight, but it's crazy how different.
How many days were you in the hospital? Like with
mine was an outpatient surgery.
Oh.
So I didn't. Oh wait, actually no, I stayed one night.
One night.
So it usually is an outpatient surgery where I go to, but he had to reschedule me. So I was supposed to do it like on a Tuesday, but then he had to reschedule me to like a Friday, which he doesn't usually work or something.
Okay.
And I guess I don't know if it was him or my insurance wanted me to stay one night. So they did have me stay one night, but usually like my friends that did it and the girl that I spoke to before, they were all outpatient surgery.
Really? And how did you feel like when you woke up? Were you good? What were your...
Okay, so I'm like deathly afraid of doctors and surgery. So I was like so nervous. I think it was just like more my emotions than how I even felt. So when I came out of like anesthesia, I was like telling the nurse, I'm like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad, which I don't have any recollection like at all.
Yeah.
So I was lying to him, but he was like just like pumping me full of morphine. Like he was like, I can't give you any more morphine. Like you have to just sleep. And I was just like freaking out. I think just because it's like a weird moment.
No, seriously. Were you nauseous or anything?
I wasn't. And like I got up and walked and stuff like
that's awesome.
Pretty quick, like an hour or two afterwards, and they're all like, oh, you're doing great. So I didn't like physically feel any pain. The only like discomfort I would say in the hospital was when they took the tube out. Did you have to have a tube?
No.
Oh.
Wait, where was it?
So I had a tube like in my stomach. You know where you have like the 3 scars? Whatever on your stomach. So they had like an additional small incision just like by my belly button where a tube was inserted so it could like drain the fluids and stuff. Obviously they took that out before I left the hospital though, and it was just, it doesn't hurt. I also had to have that for my tummy tuck. So I was gonna
ask you, I know they do that for the tummy tuck, and I always hear that that's like the most feeling. Yeah,
it's like it doesn't hurt. It's just like so weird. Like if you can imagine like a snake like coming out.
No, I imagine it because I've watched like YouTube videos of people in their tummy tucks like experience, and I'm just like, why do they keep saying that? That's like the weirdest part. Like, and they describe it like you did. Like it's not painful. It's just like, it's so kind of like you can't describe it.
You can't. It's just weird, but it doesn't hurt, which is good. Like it's not painful, so it shouldn't like keep anyone from doing anything.
Also, you're the first person that has said that they had the drain thing for VSG. So they pulled it out before, or maybe we just haven't talked about it, but so they pulled it out before you left, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just the drain that they leave in, obviously, to like have the fluids come out from where they're doing surgery. But yeah, for VSG, they took it out before I left the hospital. So I think with an outpatient surgery, right, because I had to stay the night, so maybe that's why I remember mine.
Yeah.
Because I think if it's an outpatient surgery, maybe they just take the tube out, the drain when you're leaving. Were you an outpatient surgery, or did you
I stayed, I think it was 2 nights.
Okay.
And I know that it's different for everyone because when I asked him before, like how many nights, he said for sure I would stay 1 night, for sure. But he says that sometimes people stay 2, sometimes people stay 3, depending. And with me, I had my surgery really early in the morning. I think it was like 7 or 8 or something like that. And so that whole day, I was so nauseous. Like I was throwing up, and I think I was being a little dramatic too. I think I was just like, like pay attention to me, like being a baby, being annoying. Because my husband was there. But I didn't even walk the first day or anything. And they were just like, like even like to try to drink something, I would throw it up. And obviously it was just like water, it wasn't like anything at that point. But the next day is when I had like the energy to walk and stuff. And then they kept me another day. And he kept coming in to see how much I was drinking. Because he was like, you're not going to leave until you drink. I forget what the goal was, but he had like a specific ounce that I had to drink. And I didn't the first day. And then I didn't the second day. And then the third day I did. So he was
Okay,
like,
so that's probably what they kept you. Yeah. I don't remember if they were, I know that they kept coming in and they kept telling me like, sip on this, sip on this. They gave me like broth, I think.
mm.
And then,
Oh my God, the broth grossed me out.
And it's not even like normal broth. It's like,
no, you know what stressed me out when I was in the hospital? When it was lunchtime and dinner time, like normal lunchtime and dinner time for everyone else. And you could smell the food through the vents. And I would literally tell the nurses, like, can you close my door? Because I was on the same floor as not everyone on that floor had weight loss surgery, So like they were eating like hospital food. Oh my God. And I would smell it. And I would tell them, what times do you guys serve lunch and dinner and breakfast? Because when I go walk, I can't be walking around that time.
Like, you're like,
I was so nauseous.
You were so nauseous that you were gonna throw up. That's funny. My husband stayed like in the hospital with me. Yeah. So I was like pretty out of it, I was like sleeping and stuff. When I woke up, like the first time in like the recovery room where he was like staying with me, he had McDonald's, like a pack of McDonald's.
I was kidding.
I know. Like, what? No, stop. It smells so gross. I remember that. I was like, it smells so bad. But they kept giving me like, I don't remember what it's called, but some type of nausea medicine too.
Me too.
That's why I wasn't, but you were just too.
I don't know. I honestly, I'm dramatic. I think I was being dramatic. Because like you, like they gave me all the medicine that they could. This and that. But I think it was just, I don't know, like, I've gotten surgery, like I've gotten my gallbladder out and I've gotten my ACL surgery, and every time I wake up, it's something. Like it's either I'm super nauseous or like it takes a little bit longer for me to wake up, or just like it's never like I wake up and I'm good. Like I don't know. And I think before it was because don't they give you, obviously, I mean I'm not a doctor, but don't they give you the amount depending on your body weight? Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because I feel like they would over give me whatever to put me to sleep because I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it would just like leave you feeling super yuck. Yeah,
and I couldn't like snap out of it.
Yeah, I always like, I hate, like that's the one thing I was telling my sister. She's had C-sections, but she hasn't, you don't go under for C-sections. Yeah. But I was just telling her, like, that's the worst part about the surgeries I've had. I think it's just waking up from the anesthesia. Yes. Like it's just like you can't, that's that feeling, you're like, I want to be awake, but it's just like
you can't,
my body won't let me. Yeah, but your mind is like conscious,
you're awake and you're seeing people around you, but it's like it's just a blurry thing, like it's just like you're there but you're not there type of thing. Yeah,
it's weird. That's the worst feeling, I think.
But see, there's other people that literally wake up and they're like, okay, let me walk.
Yeah, I've seen, like, when I watch some videos from like Tummy Tucks or VSG. Yeah. Some people were like, I just like woke up and I was walking. I felt really good. I'm just like, or some people are even like recording, like.
Yes, I don't have any recording.
I don't have, like, my husband has like a recording of me and I'm pumped full of drugs because I am being so weird. But yeah. But like, I don't even like I remember walking, but even walking, like I was still pretty drowsy, but they have you just like walk and they have like this really holding on.
Yeah, there was this girl when I was in the hospital, she got weight loss surgery, and she was like, because we had to walk around this like, the floor or whatever. Yeah. She was going so fast to the point where I was like annoyed and I was probably just jealous, right? And I was like, dude, calm down. Like you are going so fast. I can barely move. Calm down, Right. But maybe she was already like on the third day or something. I don't know. You know? And I was just like, oh my God, but it's so crazy to see how like someone can be completely different from someone else. Like it's just, it's so crazy,
Yeah, for
sure.
So
what made you, so you lost 100 pounds twice before.
Yeah.
What made you decide to get the surgery? Like, was it something you were thinking about for a while?
No, so honestly, like just because I had struggled on it, I mean, obviously I had lost 100 pounds twice, but I had gained it. Right? Yeah. So I was back up to like like I said, 283 when I had surgery, but I mean, I was sitting around 270 for a while. Yeah. But so when I heard about that coworker getting surgery, because I honestly had never, like I had heard about weight loss surgeries, but it was more like my aunts,
Yes.
brother-in-laws, whatever, someone older, you know, that had weight loss surgery. So I hadn't really ever thought about it. But when that coworker, when she's my age, she's maybe like a couple years older than I am, had gotten it, and I heard about it, and I heard that our insurance covered it, is when I started to look into it actually. And I've been struggling there for a while, you know, being overweight and just feeling like I don't like feel like myself, you know, just like at that point where you're just, I don't know, like that breaking point almost. Where like, I have to do something. I don't want to keep battling with this every day. You know, I've lost it before. I keep getting it back. And even like my genetics, like I remember being like a lot younger and like going to our family doctor, and our doctor just been like, well, look at your mom and look at your aunts and your grandma. Like they're all overweight. So, you know, it's probably just something genetic that you'll always be overweight. And so just like that's just been like a mentality, you know, like, oh, you'll just always be overweight. But I don't want to be overweight because I know how, you know, I know the difference of feeling, you know, good at your weight that you should be at. And just like the difference of just not feeling like yourself. So it's just not, it wasn't a battle I wanted to keep battling, you know. I'm like almost 30 and I got it when I was 28. And so it's like, I want to have kids. And the doctor was like,
you're my age. I'm 29. So are you 29?
I'm 29. Mm-hmm. I turned 30 in March. Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling my husband, I was like, I'm so excited because you don't have kids, right?
I don't have any kids. Huh?
You said you want kids?
Yeah, we want to have kids. And that's one of the things the doctor said. He was like, it's because I was asking him when I was getting VSG, I'm like, does this affect, you know, because I didn't know. I was like, does this affect anything long term? Does it affect getting pregnant or whatever? He's like, no, it's actually way better for you to not be so obese when you get pregnant because of, you know, gestational diabetes and just diabetes for you or your kids.
I wanted to ask you, like, because this is a question that I have and people are asking me all the time now because I do want to get my stomach, like, you know, weight loss. I mean, the tummy tuck. Was that something that you were like, did you think, let me wait to get it and let me have kids first? Did you think of that? Or were you like, oh, let me get my skin removed and then get pregnant later? Was that?
So, I mean, obviously you think about the two options, right? Especially when it's so much money. I think everybody would contemplate it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I don't mind having a little bit of loose skin. Like, that's not a big deal for me. Yeah. So, I mean, and the doctor, when I talked to him, my tummy tuck doctor, he was like, Dr. York Yates out here in Utah, by the way. He was like, you know, obviously your stomach's not going to look like it looks right now, like, or how it's going to look after surgery. Like, you're going to be pretty tight after surgery. So once you have kids, it's not going to look like that. He's like, but it definitely won't look like what it looks like now after losing so much weight. He's like, it definitely won't go back to this unless you end up gaining, you know, back 300 pounds or whatever, and you're overweight for a while. So I have a photo I can show you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't mind a little loose skin, but what it's like right now, it's not working out.
Yeah, he was like, it will not be close to what it is right now. So yeah, I mean, and you can always come back for a revision. You know, he's like, you can always come back for a revision.
Yeah,
if you want to later. He's like, that's totally fine. But he's like, but it won't look like what you are currently at after losing weight so many times. Here, I think you can see this. So
let me see. You can also send it to me and I can add it to the video.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, just like the I mean, I don't mind showing it here.
Okay. Let
me show you this way. So see how much that was me at like 200 and what? 200 no, that was like right before surgery. So 280 something. Mm-hmm. And then now I have like I mean, I'm still swollen in this one because this one was only like a week after surgery. I'm not like 5 weeks after surgery.
Yeah.
But like it's nothing compared to, you know what I mean, having like extra skin after surgery. So yeah, I mean, I thought about waiting until I have kids, but I don't mind having a little bit of, my sisters, like I said, they've all had kids. They all look great. I mean, they have a little bit of extra skin, but they still look good.
That's my mentality, because you don't know how many times I've heard like, wait till you have kids. And I'm like, you didn't lose 140 pounds. You don't live with what I have. And like TMI, but like, and I don't know if you went through this, but like, I'm starting to get like rashes and like, I really have to like
like underneath your skin, like it's moist and it gets irritated. Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, and people really don't understand unless they've been through it. They don't understand. And even just like I've lost like 105 pounds now in total. And just like feeling like, oh, I've lost 105 pounds, but I don't look like it still because I have this, you know, big stomach here still. And then also still just some things that it's still annoying to do when you have so much extra skin still.
Yeah.
Working out, just like still just with clothes, bending over still because you still have so much skin. And my doctor's like, that's not skin, because some people like, even my husband for a long time was like, just work out, just go to the gym, just work out, you know? And I'm like, honey, that's not how.
Yeah, like I literally worked out since like 2 months since my surgery, like weights. I did weights. That's what I focused on. I hate cardio. And I did weights. I had a personal trainer forever. And I was finally like, dude, it's not going to go. There's nothing I can do for my stomach to go away. Like literally nothing.
Yeah, even my plastic surgeon told me that. He's like, this is not the type of fat and skin you lose from working out. He's like, this is just not what you lose. Like, you have to get it removed or else you'll have it.
How much, do you know how much your skin weighed?
I don't know. I want to say he said 5 pounds. Let me see. So yeah, I think 5 pounds. Yeah. And I'm down like 5 pounds since.
Yeah, because you got it, how many months ago did you say?
I'm 5 weeks out. Wait, today? Yeah, so today is my 5th week. Yeah.
Because how are you feeling right now?
So good. So because I didn't get the muscle repair, right? So because I haven't had kids, so like.
Yeah, and he said he wants to do muscle repair on me.
Yes, well, I don't know, because my doctor was like, you don't have muscle separation because you haven't had kids, and he's like, and if you plan to have kids, it's just better not to have sutures, you know, in your muscles.
See, these are all the questions I need to ask him when I go, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it was 5 pounds is what he says in this. He had like this little app, but yeah, he said 5 pounds, and he sent me like the picture of the skin. I'll send you that picture too, so you can.
Okay. Yeah, and how's your like incision and stuff? I know it takes a long time to heal and stuff, but is it pretty good right now?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's at like that pink stage still, you know, so it's still pretty pink. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think. So they say not having muscle repair and not getting liposuction makes the recovery a lot better.
I heard lipo hurts.
Yeah, I heard it hurts. And I heard the muscle repair hurts too, because like, even, I mean, without muscle repair for the first couple weeks, it's hard to like get up out of bed. Even sometimes in the morning, I'm like, oh, like.
No, yeah. Like you're sore, right?
Yeah, you're sore still. But I honestly can't imagine with muscle repair.
I know, because that's what I've been reading. I heard like, with me, and I looking at that picture, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but did you carry most of your weight on your belly?
I did. Yeah.
That's my body type. Like I had like my arms are like I have a little bit, but like nothing.
You have tiny arms. Yeah, I wish I had tinier arms, but yeah, they're not like humongous. Like I'm not worried about my arms.
Like but that was me. Like I was 304 pounds, and I had like tiny arms, and I had tiny legs. Like not tiny. Like I played soccer, so they were muscular, but like I don't have like a big butt and hips. Like that's not my body type. I carry my weight on my stomach. So now that I lost weight, it's just in my stomach. Like I live for oversized clothes. Like I like it. I like that style. But I have so much clothes in my closet that I won't wear because you go to Target and everything is a freaking crop top. And you're like,
no, and I was sort of like that too. Like I was telling my sister, actually, I'm like, before getting a tummy tuck, like I totally was like, tighter jeans on bottom and then looser top, just because I wanted to hide my tummy. But now I'm like so into like the looser on bottom and tighter on top, or whatever, you know, high-waisted jeans. Like I love it, which is like what I want. Yeah, it's a nice feeling, and people really don't understand it until they've been in like the position of, oh man, I have all this like extra weight.
Yeah, because that's what I've talked to a couple of people. Like one of my cousin's wife got it, and she was like, you lost so much weight, and she's like, I know how you're feeling. Like you're proud, but at the same time you're like, dude, like there's days I still feel like I'm humongous, and it's because of my skin, you know. And she's like, when you get that skin removed, it's like a whole other, it's like
it's crazy. Yeah. No, yeah, I totally feel you, because I was the same way. Like some days, like when I had extra skin, I mean, I think still, just because I have been overweight for so long in my life, you know, you still have that mentality of like, oh, like I'm still overweight, and then you'll see yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh wait, I'm not overweight.
Or like in a picture and you're like,
you're like, wait, what? Yeah. No, you know, for sure. But no, but definitely with having like the extra skin, like you do still feel like, oh man, I still need to lose like 40 pounds or 50 pounds, when really mine was 5 pounds of extra skin, you know? And now I feel like good. Like I'm probably at like a good ideal
Yeah.
weight for myself. Like I'm happy with that. So.
Yeah. So you're 5 weeks. How was the first week after your tummy tuck? Like recovery wise? Just tell me, be honest.
It was I always have to tell, I remind my sister all the time though, just remember though, I didn't have muscle repair and I didn't have liposuction, which I hear makes it a lot harder recovery.
Is she going to have that?
Yeah, she is, because she's had 3 kids, and she's going to get liposuction too. So she's getting both of those things. So it's going to be like a harder recovery for her for sure. Yeah. But still, even my first week was like, I mean, it's not easy, right?
No, I know. The secretary at my doctor, she's like straight up, and she's like, you're probably going to need like a recliner to sleep in.
I slept in a recliner. So, and I had to have tubes. I know that they have a tubeless option, because even my same plastic surgeon does it. It just, I think it depends on how much skin they're removing and how much, how big the surgery is. Because I did have to have tubes, and that was the most uncomfortable part about the recovery, I would say, because like I could feel it inside my skin, like sitting on my hip bones. I know. And so like when you sleep, you can't sleep just like flat, you have to, like I had to sleep on a recliner because those tubes were like killing me.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be on painkillers. So honestly, I remember very little about the first 2 weeks of recovery.
Yeah.
But it's not fun, but it's doable. Like I am such a big baby, like not even joking, such a big baby.
Too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's not as bad as I imagined it to be. Like really, it's not.
I know, because I even asked my doctor like to try to add like a breast lift, and he was like, I would recommend you wait. He's like, we can. He's like, but like because of how much skin you have and stuff, that's already gonna be hard to recover from. And if you add that, you're adding more weeks, obviously, and you're adding more.
Yeah.
So he was like, I can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. So my sister, she's getting a breast lift and breast augmentation at the same time, but she doesn't have like that much loose skin. I mean, she does from having babies, but not like what we would have, to be. But she was saying that like even her doctor was at the point of like, I mean, the same doctor I went to was like, because I think that he's like, I prefer people aren't under for longer than like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
And so he was like, this is like pushing it, because she wanted to be a little more extensive on the lipo too, because she just wants to be like more shaped or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, like I'll do as much as I can, but we don't want to have you under for longer than 4.5, just because like.
Because he said that it goes from like the skin removal and a lipo and all that tummy tuck, it's like 4.5 hours, he said. And then if you add a breast lift, it could be up to 7.
Oh yeah.
He's like, you're really young and like you're really healthy, and like with all my blood work, it's so crazy how my blood work it's like perfect compared to like before. He was like, there'd be no problem, but I wouldn't recommend it. So as soon as someone says I wouldn't recommend it, I'm like,
yeah, especially doctors all the time. Yeah. You're like,
do it then.
Yeah, I didn't get a breast lift. I definitely need one, just because like I remember too, like with some like the girls that also got surgery, like we all lost weight. We're all like, no.
Yes.
Get like so saggy. Gone. I know. So I mean, maybe in the future I would do one, but they're not that bad where I was like, I need to get it right now.
Yeah.
Paying out of pocket, I was like,
yeah,
I'll just wait for that. But no, yeah, I've seen some people that do like the 360 tummy tuck, and I'm just like, I don't know how people. My husband's like, they probably like sleep in like a sling thing, just like standing up. Like,
seriously, because how do you do it? Because
I don't know.
Someone that I follow, and she just told me that she's gonna have to get, and I pray to God that this doesn't happen to me, but because of how much skin she has, that they're gonna have to do. Is it 360 on the back also?
Yeah, so they do like the back to the front, like all the way. I mean, I don't know where the incisions start and end, but yeah, it's like all the way around.
I've seen them, and they're like your whole, like your back and everything, and I'm like,
yeah,
really, like, of course I have like loose skin on my back, but I don't feel like that much.
Yeah.
So I pray that I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I have skin on my back and I didn't have to do that. So, and I mean, obviously you can tell that like my stomach's a lot tighter than my back is, but I mean, it doesn't look bad. Like it's still, you're fine,
Yeah.
So I wasn't at the point where I needed one for my back, but yeah, I've seen some people that have done it. I mean, it would be nice to get it done, like to be tight everywhere, super tight everywhere, but also I don't know how they could recover from it, because if you can't sleep on your front, I'm a stomach sleeper too.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's been so hard sleeping on my back for 5 weeks. I'm like, ugh, I hate it.
Yeah, it's so weird because like I mean, it's just stupid, but I'm gonna say it. Like when I sleep on my back, I tend to get nightmares.
Really?
It's really weird. And we're watching this show right now. I love scary movies. We're watching this show on Netflix called Slasher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I've been having nightmares, and I told my husband, okay, I think we need to chill on it for a little bit because it's been bad.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I sleep on my stomach too. So when she told me you're gonna need a recliner, I was like, oh gosh, like
yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what, 5 weeks out, and again, I didn't get muscle repair and I didn't get liposuction, so like I feel like my recovery's been quicker and easier. Yeah, and I'm still sleeping on my back because it's like still not comfortable enough to sleep.
How long did you sleep in the recliner?
For the first 2 weeks until I got my tubes out. Yeah, so definitely.
I don't even have a recliner, so I'm gonna have to go get one.
Yeah, I got one from my mom and dad. We're gonna take it back.
Yeah, I think my sister has one. I'm gonna go jack it from her because I'm like, and then my bed's really high up, and then we sleep with my dogs, and I was like, they can't be with us, like because my dogs, I have two, they're Chihuahuas, but I have one that's like 20 pounds, and he jumps on me all the time, and I was like,
my dog
I will die.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, yeah, you don't want them around you for a while.
So how long, so I know you said you want to have kids. Did your doctor recommend a time frame to wait?
He didn't. Mm-mm.
No?
He didn't say he didn't say a specific time. I've read online, I've read online though some girls have gotten pregnant like a month after getting a tummy tuck and they are fine.
I would be scared.
Why? Yeah, why? I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that.
I mean, things happen too. I know, like my cousin's wife got VSG and she got pregnant 4 months after, but she still lost weight during her pregnancy and stuff. But like, obviously, it was an accident, you know. And then when you're losing weight so fast, your body just, I don't know. People that struggle with fertility, like, then you're fertile.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the weight. It's crazy.
It really is crazy. Yeah. And that's what my doctor was saying for VSG. He was like, you will even have a higher possibility of getting pregnant, like with losing weight and stuff. But no, yeah, we want to wait. I mean, at least 6 months, like definitely 6 months, but we'll see after that, like when we decide to try and get pregnant, but we don't have like a set timeline.
That's exciting though. That's super exciting.
Oh. Yeah, I'm excited for sure. But yeah, my doctor didn't recommend like a certain timeline. Like I said, online, I saw some girls that got pregnant like a month after having it and they were fine. And then some people were like, just wait up till like at least a year.
Yeah, that was one of my questions when I did like not the interview, but like the phone. I talked to the secretary. I talked to her for like 30 minutes on the phone. And I was asking her a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
And she said a year is like what he recommends, which I totally understand because you're stronger and stuff, you know?
Yeah, you would expect it would take at least like a year just for your body to recover. So
even with the VSG surgery, my doctor is extreme. He's like, wait 2 years. And I was like, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but because he's like, you just want to get the best of it all, you know?
Well, yeah, for sure. And my doctor for VSG did recommend waiting at least a year for trying to get pregnant. So my VSG doctor did give me a timeline, but and I don't know if it's just because I just didn't ask specifically, should I wait a specific amount of time to get pregnant? Or not, but he didn't tell me. My plastic surgeon didn't tell me like, oh, you have to wait a certain amount of time.
That's so exciting though. That's crazy. Like you had because you're, like I said, you're around the same time frame as me. So because at first, honestly, like to be real, we tried to get pregnant for like 6 months and it hasn't happened. So then I was like, wait, and then I was talking to him and I was like, maybe I should look into my skin removal, you know? Because I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna take, you know, it's God's plan. But my thing is like, let me do my skin right now, because and another thing they brought up too is, so let's say I want to have multiple kids, let's say I want 2 or 3 kids or whatever, and you're pregnant for how many years and you're struggling with your loose skin through all of that. Yeah,
that's another thing I didn't want to go through. Like I didn't want to be pregnant and then on top of being pregnant have all of my loose skin as well. Just because it would be so, like, I know it was uncomfortable just having my loose skin by itself. And so, and then also I mean, I know my mindset will probably change after having kids, but I just feel like after I have kids, I don't feel like I'm gonna worry too much about it. But I'm also at the older end of getting pregnant because I still plan on having like at least 3 kids. So by the time I'm having kids, maybe 36, 37.
Yeah.
So I think around then maybe I'll, I won't worry so much about it. But I mean, that's still really young.
It is. It's just so funny because like, I don't know how you feel. I'm sure you have a lot of friends with a lot of kids.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I got married. I was 18 when I got married. I was really young and we did have a miscarriage, but it's like all my friends, all my cousins, everyone has kids. And like with us, it's like, we don't. And sometimes I'm like, dude, I'm like old to be starting, but then I'm like, no, I'm not, I think it's just like our generation. But then there is people that are waiting in their 30s and stuff. And I'm like, I remember when I used to think 30 was so old. And now I'm like, well, hold up.
I'm like, wait a minute.
No.
30 is still young. It feels weird leaving your 20s though, for sure. Like, yeah. I don't know.
When's your birthday?
March 1st.
March. So you're gonna be 30. Are you doing anything special for your birthday? I mean, what can you do really right now?
I know, right? I keep telling my husband, I'm like, I want to have the best birthday party ever.
I wanted to go like on a trip, but I'm like, the way things are, how is everything with COVID in Utah? Is it pretty restricted?
Well, I mean, you're in California, so definitely not as strict as California.
Dude, California.
We're pretty lax over here, honestly. Pretty lax. Most people that have come to Utah have been like, oh yeah, it's definitely pretty lax in Utah. I've been to Florida, like during this whole thing. We went in September, and Florida's, Destin, part of Florida. So that's like more like southern,
Yeah.
It's definitely way more lax than Utah in Destin, Florida, which I love. I'm sorry. But I love the lax part of things. Here, you still have to wear masks and stuff into the stores.
So schools are open and everything?
Yeah, they're still open. I don't know if they're doing it online.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's because I work at a school and my school's open. We closed for a little bit, like before the holidays, but no, yeah, everything's crazy over here.
Yeah, everything's crazy. I know that some were open and then some closed and then some went from like 5 days to 3 days or 2 days or I don't know. I don't have kids, so
I know. I have little brothers and stuff.
I'm like,
I know, and the online stuff is insane. Like my brother, he's in middle school. It's his first year in middle school, and he has 6 classes, and it's like, oh my god.
I remember being in middle school, and I'm just like, if it was online.
And my brother, my brother has ADD and stuff, and it's like to sit in front, like on Zoom for however many hours, it's crazy.
I have work meetings on, video conferencing,
and we're adults.
And I know, and we're adults, and it's like a 45, 30-minute meeting, and I'm already like,
yeah. And with the kids, they're like expected to sit there and like not move and stuff.
Pay attention and answer questions. Yeah, no.
You have to give him like little like fidget things that he's like, and I'm like, just don't be like this, like just kind of have it on your lap or whatever, because I'm like, I don't know how he sits there. And it's like, sometimes I'm sitting there and the teachers are so boring. And I'm like, dude, like you need to like stand up and dance or something. These teachers need to do something.
Yeah, I don't know how kids are doing.
I was scared because I don't know if over there, but a lot of the weight loss surgeries, like I talked to a lot of people in different states, like when COVID first started, their dates got pushed back. Like, and they got canceled. So I was kind of nervous, like with my my plastics, like I thought they were going to call me because they called me the other day to confirm my appointment. And I thought they were calling to cancel because we're on lockdown again for 3 weeks. We went like on a strict lockdown, like restaurants, nothing, like it's only takeout. And I was like, crap, they're going to call me to cancel, but they didn't. So I was like, thank God.
Yeah. No, when it first all started, I wasn't looking into plastics at that time, the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
But I know, like, I've looked at my plastic surgeon's Instagram, and he has like a whole highlight where he's answering questions during, like kind of like the shutdown period. You know, I know that he was closed for a little while. I want to say maybe like a month or
probably the beginning when
it was the beginning
freaking out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because people were asking him questions like, oh, how long will it be closed, or when will, go back into practice or something like that. So I know he was closed for a little bit. But yeah, I just got mine. Honestly, the first time I met with him was, I want to say in September, I made the appointment. October, I had my consultation, and then November, I got the surgery. So
it was fast.
Oh yeah. It was fast. They were saying like, I didn't do a lot of research. My sister did all this research, and I took her surgery date. So yeah.
Yeah, because my surgeon is saying they have dates in February, and I'm like, that's in 2 months.
Forever. Yeah. No, I know. When I was talking to them in October, they're like, the first surgery date we have is January like 24th or something. And I was just thinking like, what? Oh, that's way too, you know what? Because when I'm like the type of person, I'm like, when I'm getting this done, I'm getting it done now. You know, like make my mind up. I'm like, I want it now, like tomorrow.
I don't have patience. Like with the VSG, I had to wait 10 months to get.
Oh, dang.
I remember going crazy because I did it through my insurance, and I had Kaiser, and at that time they made you do 6 months of classes. Like every week I had to go in person for 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And then we were the last class. And then they now it's 3 months. So they do 3 months of classes, probably online now, right? And it was 6 months, and then I had to wait, I think it was like 4 months for my date. Like they gave me my date, and then I had to wait 4 more months. So it felt like forever. Like it was horrible. And I know there's a lot of people that
Yeah, I was afraid of that. So when I started looking into VSG, I saw that quite a few people were saying that their insurance made them wait like 6 months, and they had to do all this stuff. But thankfully, we have Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it was pretty quick. And thankfully, I knew someone that had just gone through it and with the same doctor, and she was like, no, it was like, and I mean, and I was impatient already, and I want to say mine took like 3 weeks to get approved. And then I had surgery like the next, I want to say like maybe 2 months out, I would say at the most. Because I want to say I got like approved and everything because I had it June 21st. Actually, no. So I got approved in May. I could have had it at the beginning of June, but that's when we went to Italy. So yeah, the only reason I had to wait longer than like a month was because we were going on vacation. So
that's awesome. How was your vacation?
That's so good. Yeah, I love it.
That's good that you got to do that before, because it would have been a lot different if it was after.
No, I know. Even now, like I can't finish a whole meal now. Like when you talk about restriction, like I still can't finish like a whole meal at one time. Obviously, I can save like half of it or whatever, or like a whole sandwich and stuff. But
what about snacking? Can you snack? Because I sure can.
Yeah, is that the weirdest thing in the world? I tell my sisters all the time, like, I can eat a whole box of Cheez-It Grooves if I want to, but I can't sit down and eat like one sandwich, like one full sandwich.
Me either. Like popcorn is, I have to calm down because I can eat popcorn. I feel no restriction at all with popcorn. But like you said, I don't know.
Because that's the same for me. Like I can eat crackers or like popcorn. I love homemade popcorn. Or like little things like that. I can eat 1 million of them. But like I cannot eat like a bowl of like noodles or like a sandwich or like
when I make like chicken, like just like chicken and veggies, I'm done.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's like the protein. I don't know.
I mean, we shouldn't be snacking, right?
Right. That's what my doctor told me.
It's so hard.
I know.
So hard. How do you do with your liquid? Do you do you drink a lot of water and stuff?
So I've been, before getting VSG, so with plastics too, they tell you have to, for recovery, you're supposed to drink a lot of water. I'm horrible at drinking water, but since getting my surgery, I've been a lot better, but I'd probably say like, I have like this Hydro Flask, what are these, like the 40 ones, and I can drink like one of these a day or like 1.5.
Yeah.
And I get at it, but like massive amounts of water, I'm still not really good.
I remember in the beginning how hard it was to even drink like 8
those small like sugar-free Gatorades. I couldn't even drink those.
No, I couldn't, and it was so crazy because now I'm used to sipping all day. Like I always have something next to me, just because I got dehydrated in the beginning, and I had to go back to the hospital for like 5 days. So it was
really
horrible.
You have to do like the IV hydration or whatever.
Yeah, and it was like a week and a half after my surgery. And it was because, so a week after, he did move me up to the pureed food. And I, for some reason, I'm not even big on like eggs. And for some reason, a boiled egg sounded so good to me. And I ate it. And oh my God, I didn't throw up, but I was just like so nauseous. And then, which made me not want to drink water, which made me not want to drink anything, you know? Yeah. So then I didn't drink, like I did a little bit, but my husband's like, you're not drinking like anything. And no, I'm fine. And then like 2 days later, I was like, my eyes were like yellow and my tongue was like white. And he was like, we need to go to the doctor. And we went, and like literally I was in there for like 2 seconds, and he looks at me and he's like, stick your tongue out. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, no, you're going back. And I was like, no. And I went back for like, I think it was 4 or 5 days. I don't remember. But 4 or 5 days on an IV. And I was so irritated because he would go in every day at like 6 in the morning and to see how much I drank. And like, I wouldn't meet what he told me. So then he'd be like, okay, I'll be back tomorrow. So like at 6 a.m., he would tell me he's not coming back till 6 a.m. the next day.
Right. So, you know, it's like another day. Oh, no. It was horrible. No, yeah. I had actually seen that from a couple of girls on like YouTube that I had looked at having to go back in for IV hydration. And I, like I said, I'm the biggest baby and I hate needles. And so I was like, I cannot have to go back in for like, so I made sure to drink enough water.
Yeah, like I was so dehydrated that they couldn't even find my vein. Like I had like, they kept like doing it over in my hand. The hand one sucks. It hurts so
Oh yeah. I had to get mine in my hand because they tried to, like when I got VSG, because they tried to like poke me a couple times. Here, it didn't work. So like in the end, it was like, actually they ended up having to do it in my wrist, but they did stick it, which the wrist is gross too. They did stick it in my hand a couple of times. And then, it ended up being in my wrist, like right here.
Yeah. And then it's like so uncomfortable. Like you can't even really move.
I can't like move it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had it. And then I was so dehydrated that they had to bring like an ultrasound machine. So they had an ultrasound machine. And then they were like having to look at that while doing it. And it was like, oh my God, like, and usually I have really like my veins pop out. So like usually they're able to like do it, you know, really fast. Even like right now, like when I got blood work done, like a couple of weeks ago, it was like, bam, you know, it like pops out. But so that's how I knew I was really dehydrated. So ever since then, like I scared myself and I was like, no, nuh-uh.
That's good though. It's good that you like kind of scared yourself into it because
I had to be scared to like listen because they tell you can't chug, you have to sip, and you're like, okay, yeah. And then you're like, wait, they're not lying, you know?
Yeah, you really have to.
Because I was used to like chugging, like, you know, I didn't really drink water before. It would be like if I was like a hot day or something, and then I would chug a water bottle.
Right, you would just drink like one. Yeah, that was me. Like I would just drink like a big thing of water at one time, and then I was like, okay, that's good.
I'm just like, oh my
horrible habits, but yeah, definitely sip through the day now.
It's like hard. I know. And you were saying, so your family, you do have like obesity does run in your family? Like you do have overweight? You do?
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, it does for sure. Like a lot of my mom's side is overweight. Hopefully they don't see this.
I know, it's like, no, and that's
no, we do.
And your doctor was like saying that's so your primary doctor back in the day.
Yeah, when I was younger, when I was like 15 or something, you know, and I was like pretty overweight. I wasn't obese at that point, but I was like overweight. Yeah. And he was just like, you know, well, look at your mom, look at your aunts and your grandma, because like he was like a doctor that knew my family. And he's like, it's just genetics, you know. He wasn't saying it's like fine, but he was saying it was like
it is what it is.
Yeah, like you'll probably never be like a small skinny girl or whatever, which is silly because I think that of course there's genetics that play into things, but we have the capacity to
absolutely,
you know, choose.
And I used to think that too. Like I was always really confident, even when I was big, and I was always kind of like, oh well, I'm big, it is what it is. But like obviously in the back of my mind, I was like, dude, like I don't have to be like this, you know.
I don't want to be.
Always was like, well, not always. I think it was. I mean, I was always bigger than everyone. I think. Yeah. It was when I got my period. I was 11 when I got it, so I was, pretty young. And that's when I started gaining my weight.
That's like me too. I didn't get my period that young, but around 11ish is when I started gaining weight. So most of my life, you know, I had been overweight since 11 to however long. And you know, when I hit 18 is when I first lost. No, when I hit 20 was when I first lost that 100 pounds the first time. So from 11 to 20, you know, I had been overweight quite a bit. So yeah, it felt normal, you know. And I was also like, I would always have people say, you know, like, oh, you're so confident still, or like, you have so much confidence or whatever, which like, yeah, I mean, I think maybe sometimes I had to overplay my confidence to, you know, to hide my inconfidence or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you always want to feel the best that you can, and being overweight, like I'm all about body positivity and, you know, loving yourself at any stage, but I still think it's important to be healthy. And I think it's important to take care of your body. And just knowing, I mean, like, you know, the difference now, how you feel between being 140 pounds overweight and being at like a stable normal weight for your body.
It's insane. Like I remember waking up and like my back, like I was like, dude, I'm 27, 26, 25, whatever. And I feel like I can't even get up because my back is killing me. Like that's obviously not okay. And like you said, I am too, like, but like loving yourself through every stage, but also understanding what you're doing to yourself. Because back in the day, like I literally was killing myself. Like there was I wouldn't even feed my body what it needed. You know, I was like, okay, some hot Cheetos, some pizza, like, but like every day, it wasn't like pizza once a week or whatever. It was like,
like an addiction still. Yeah. Like that's how it was for sure too.
Yeah. Like,
and it's more mental than anything, because I think even still now, you know, there's still like that food addiction that I have to like overcome, you know, like I have to pay more attention to what I'm fueling my body with. But yeah, no, it's definitely like body positivity is not just like, oh well, I'll just be, you know, or loving yourself is just like, I'll just be whatever. No, I think it's definitely important to take care of yourself. But yeah, loving yourself, but understanding, you know, I should love myself enough to want to take care of myself. And you know, a perfect weight or a good weight for everyone doesn't look the same. You know, like I'm 5'10" and I'm like 178 right now. And I'm not like stick thin or anything, you know, like I feel thin and I feel good, but I'm not stick thin compared to, you know, my friends that weigh 120 and are 5'6" or whatever. You know what I mean? So it looks different for everyone. So yeah, love yourself at the stage you're in and find a good weight for yourself. But get to that point where you feel healthy and like you said, you don't have like restrictions or, you know, pains and whatever when you're 27 or you know,
I remember there was this post on Facebook where it was 100 and I think it was 150 and there was like maybe like 10 women standing next to each other.
I've seen that one.
And different like body types, like curvy, not curvy, you know what I mean, everyone. And I was like, oh my gosh, that really did it for me, because I was like, you can't just be like, oh, I want to be 150. Okay? You know, like I'm 5'4", you're 5'10". There's people that are, you know, shorter than us, taller than us, whatever. And it's like, it looks so different on anyone.
Yeah.
On everyone.
And I think that's like one of like the mentalities that hurts you the worst. Like growing up, at least, like, I always want to be like, oh, I want to be like 140 pounds or 120 pounds. Where like now, you know, I'm like 175 is a good weight for me because I'm 5'10" and I'm like,
you look so healthy, you know? And I've seen other people too, like, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to say like, there's other people too that have gotten weight loss surgery and that are like super, super thin. And I mean, and I've had, like, I had an aunt, she got it like years ago, like I was a kid and she couldn't stop losing weight. She got the
I heard about that.
She couldn't where she had to go to the doctor and I don't know what they did. I don't know if they had to put her on like, you know, because there's protein shakes that are like 350 calories. Like there's things that are doubled up for situations like that. And like, I think that's what they had to do, something, because she literally couldn't. And
I have like a family member that happened to as well. So crazy.
And it's crazy because even right now with weight loss, like I mean, I gained 5 pounds and I'm like freaking out about it, but then I'm like, dude, I just need to be realistic too. Like I'm not always gonna be 160. Like it's not gonna be like locked in, you know?
And sometimes it's just bloat. Like on my period, you know, I will bloat, you know, 8 pounds sometimes, like, and then I'm like, after my period, I'll like go back down, whatever, you know, but also like some days you're still human after you have VSG, you know what I mean? Like some days you're not going to eat the greatest and whatever, and you'll go up a couple pounds. And then when you start eating good again, you know,
have you experienced dumping syndrome? Have you gotten sick off any food?
I haven't, thankfully.
I haven't either. And like, I'm like, sometimes that's like, is it a blessing or a curse? Because like, I remember eating like hot Cheetos for the first time after surgery. And I was like, it was like a year out. And I was like, okay, let's see. And I was like, wait, I don't feel anything. And I was like, dude, a part of me was like, I wish it would have made me like vomit.
So
so I wouldn't have them. That's like my guilty thing is hot Cheetos.
I love hot Cheetos with lime.
Oh, they're so good. Have you had the Smart Food popcorn, the hot ones?
Oh, no, not the hot ones, but the Smart Food popcorn. Yes, I love Smart Food popcorn.
Oh my God. You're gonna die. When
I'm gonna have to try them. I'm not gonna try them.
No, don't, because
I'm already horrible snacking.
No, if you like hot Cheetos and you like popcorn, you like everyone that I've introduced them to, they're like, I can't stop eating them, and I'm like, no, don't blame me.
No, yeah. I put hot sauce in my popcorn sometimes, like homemade popcorn.
Oh my gosh.
Or like I'll mix like Takis with.
So then you do have to try them, but you just have to
Yeah.
like measure it out. And it's like a large, I mean, if you had Smart Food, it's like you can get a pretty good amount for like a serving size. Like the hot Cheeto.
2.5 cups for the normal one.
Huh?
I think it's like 2.5 cups for the normal one.
I think it's the same for the. They're I think they're flaming hot or something. It's a black bag. They're so good.
I'm gonna have to try them.
Okay, yeah. Well, I know that we could talk forever. Is there anything that you want to add to wrap up? I know I love doing these. They're so fun.
Yeah, they are fun. I would just say that like if there's people out there looking into VSG or weight loss surgery, the one thing that I was nervous about too is like sharing that with people, you know, what do people think of me or whatever. But I think it's important just to like remember it's about you and taking care of yourself. And I would do it 100 times over again. Like literally when my friend told me about it, like that got the surgery first, and that's how I found out about it. She was like, it's the best decision I ever made. And I would say the same thing. It really is. And I'm happy about it. And I would do it over and over.
Well, were you open about it since the beginning? Because I get that question a lot. Like how do I become like open? And I'm like, that's your decision if you choose to or not. Like that's on you.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, like it's not like you owe it to anyone to tell anyone anything.
Exactly.
So I was with like close people at first, like with friends and family and stuff. Definitely open with them. Over social media, I wasn't really in the beginning just because, you know, you have those people that have, you know, you've known forever, you've known for a short time, but you just know that they're not rooting for you, you know, and I didn't want to hear people's opinions and whatever. And so I didn't feel like I had to share it with anyone. If I saw people that like when I would look up like hashtags and stuff for VSG or whatever,
I did that.
And like
hashtags.
Yeah, and I would do that, and like with you and like with some other people that have gone through it, like I would talk to them and stuff. But I wasn't open about it like publicly in the beginning. But if people asked me about it, I would tell them about it. But yeah, I am now. I told anyone and everyone.
Do people ask you in person, like people that you haven't seen for a while? Do they ask you like, what did you do? And are you open about it or are you not? Like, do you?
So I honestly haven't really run into that just because like the people that I know in person and like hang out with or surround with,
see them.
Yeah, they already knew. Like those were the people I was open with in the beginning, anyways, and so. Yeah, I haven't run into that situation, but yeah, I like when I got my tummy tuck, I told everyone that I lost weight for the last time. So yeah, it's out in the open now. But yeah, I agree with you. People don't owe it to anyone to let them know, you know.
That's what I tell them. I'm like, you don't have to, you know, if you don't want to, that's fine. Who cares, you know?
Yeah.
But thank you for being open.
Yeah,
I'm so excited I'm scared and I'm excited for my tummy tuck.
I'm excited for you. I'm so excited for you.
I'm going to be bugging you. I'm going to be like, is this normal? Is this normal? What I'm
do it. I'm like that. I'm that type of person where I'm like, if someone's gone through something, I'm like, oh my gosh, what about this? What about this? So yeah, you're totally welcome to. Just remember, I didn't have liposuction.
I know. You're like, I'm going to really have to sleep on a recliner and the tube.
But it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, my sister's doing tubeless, so maybe with yours you can do a tubeless. But still, even through everything with VSG and a tummy tuck, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I'm so happy with the results of both of them. So I'm excited for you.
I'm so excited. But I'll keep you in the loop and I'll message you. I have it on Monday, so I'll message you probably then.
Awesome. Excited for you, girl.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time here, again, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment down below, maybe write someone that you follow on Instagram that you would love to see on this podcast, and I can message them and see if they are up for it. But thank you guys so much for the weekly love. I know that I didn't post last week, but I am here this week and I will be here next week. Annie, thank you so much for being on my podcast and for being so open with your journey and for just sharing everything with VSG, your tummy tuck, and so much more. I learned so much from you, and I love watching you on Instagram and just watching you just live your best life. It's super, super inspiring, and thank you so much. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much, and you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.